Hey, I'm Carly Smithson from We Are the Fallen, and you are watching Fury TV. I'm doing really good. I'm super happy to be in Amsterdam. I've kind of wanted to be here my whole life. It's a beautiful city, and you see all about the tourist spots, and I've always wanted to see them myself. There's canals everywhere. I thought it would be kind of like one little spot, but it's a massive huge city. It's very cool. I've gotten lost for like the last 2 days. We Are the Fallen has 5 members: Marty O'Brien, Ben Moody, John LeCompte, and Rocky Bray, and myself, Carly Smithson. Our music is very dramatic rock. We have massive strings, choirs, very dark places, lyrically, very light places. It's kind of like a heavy theatrical rock soup. It's kind of all of our influences for many years, and when we all came together, we all have very different ideas in music, and to come together and have 5 people that we really understand each other at the same time, we created something that I love. We had our anniversary in Germany like a couple of days ago, so we are 1 year old. I think we were expecting getting signed so quick. I met the boys I think 3 weeks before we made the announcement. I had written Bury Me Alive before I met the band, so that was our first song that was complete. And we went into the studio and produced it and recorded it, and sent it out into the world. We actually did it as a free download for 48 hours just to let people know that we existed. It was unbelievable. It was the cover of USA Today. It was actually the same week that Michael Jackson passed away, and we were looking at CNN, and it said, "New band, We Are the Fallen, with Carly Smithson and Ben Moody and John." It was like crazy, but it became such a big story so fast, and I think we were more expecting to. We had this kind of plan that we were going to put out 2 songs, and we wrote 15 because we felt so comfortable around each other straight away. So then we got a label, and it was very fast, but I truly believe we've found a family and a friend in Universal. They've been such a good label to us. There are some very dark places. It covers from everything from being kind of locked up and wanting to be set free, the tender love stories, the ballads. We have a song called Tear the World Down that is it's about a victim who's lost hope. I think there's something for everybody on this record that you can relate to, because there's such deep stories and beautiful choirs and beautiful orchestras. You can still find something in each song that you can connect with. And I can explain some of the songs. Don't Leave Me Behind is actually completely non-personal. It's a song that was written after I read the book New Moon. I'm not really a movie watcher. I read a lot of books and don't watch the movies afterwards. Just the Bella and Edward, their relationship, and she just doesn't want him to leave her behind, and that was the whole point of the movie or the book. It kind of takes different parts of the book and just turns them into a song, but it's one of my favorites. I love it. The orchestra, when they came in, I wasn't really expecting it, and as a writer, I've written a lot, but I've never really had a song or songs taken to this place production-wise. So for me, just writing it as this little kind of dinky melody and lyric, it was very cool to see what our band can do. And when the strings come in the bridge, I just die. It's so gorgeous. I love it. What other songs? Bury Me Alive, I've been pretty open about. It's basically about my every job that I've had, or every career move or whatever. There's always that other person that would bury you alive to get their foot that step ahead of you. I kind of came to a place in my life where I was like, I'm surrounding myself with the wrong people, and that's what Bury Me Alive is about. There's a lot of people that bring you down in life, and I think everybody can relate to that, and I finally just had this moment that without you, I feel great, and it had to happen. My husband is my biggest critic, and for many years I've written a lot of stuff, and I'm not sure that he was ever really into it. I think I barely ever play him things that because he's very into kind of like hardcore punk rock and, you know, like he listens to bands like Madball and, you know, all that kind of New York hardcore. And I personally, you know, kind of kept a lot of my music to myself, and he heard, I think it was I Am Only One or Don't Leave Me Behind, and was like, what is that? I was like, oh, this is the record that we're working on, and then he heard Tear the World Down, and he came home one night and he came in through the front door, and he usually has, you know, some sort of Bleeding Through or some sort of heavy band blasting out of his ears with his headphones, and listening as he comes in through the door, and it's me, it's our band, it's We Are the Fallen. I was like, oh my god, you're listening to, he's like, this is really good. So I was like, yes, yeah, I'm doing something right. So it's funny, for me, for my mom and my husband and my sister and stuff to really like it, that meant a lot to me. So they love it. It's so cool. We own a tattoo shop in San Diego. We have I think 9 We Are the Fallen tattoos now. Yes. I think We Are the Fallen. Yeah, it's some of them are the crows. Some of them are like actual the band name, and then some of them I've signed people's arms, and they come back to another show 2 weeks later, and my signature is tattooed on their arm, and I'm always like, I would have done my signature more perfect if I had have known. So yeah, it's fun. There's actually a girl that got my signature tattooed on her arm that's coming to my tattoo shop, and my husband's going to tattoo her. So it's kind of fun. We get a lot of fans in the shop, and they actually it's great because the heavier the music, the bigger the pieces. They allow him to get artistic and you know, kind of let his mind run wild. We Are the Fallen will be around for a long time. I believe I've made 4 new brothers, and we're like kind of a little family on the road. I think we've all been in a place where we've been searching for this mix for so long. Marty always wanted to be part of, you know, a band, and I always wanted, you know, people that understood me. and I you know, I was in Les Miserables when I was a little girl. I always followed theater and stuff like that. So when I wanted to do kind of like rock opera kind of music, nobody really understood that. And it was finally, and lyrically, I wanted to go many places, and you know, there's some twisted lyrics on this record that they get and they understand, and there's no compromise, and it's very unusual to find 5 people that when one person has an opinion, all 5 go, yeah, that's great, you know, and that happens like 9 times out of 10 in this band. So I believe we will be around for a long time if we continue to sell records and do well. Yeah. A reason to buy the record, I think there's several reasons to buy the record. It's just there's something for everybody. It has, you know, we are very different people, each member of this band, and we've each brought to the table something unique. I truly believe that each person in the world that listens to this record, there's an experience that you can relate to on this record. If you listen to the lyrics, I'm sure there's some part of your life that you'll connect with one of these songs, and I do that with Social Distortion. I listen and I'm like, Mike Ness knows me. He must know me. This song is about me, and it's not, but I feel that on this record, that was what we were going for. I wanted to be very honest, you know, I didn't want to, you know, I think when you write from a place that's, and there are some songs that are not personal, but I think when you write from your heart and something that you really truly experienced and believe, it's way more visual. And that was kind of the idea with this record, and I think it'll be way more visual and way more grabbing of people when they listen to the songs. They'll be able to go, that's real, and that's, you know, that's something I can connect with, because I've done that with so many songs, and you listen to them over and over and over and over. Wow!